Just as you mentioned, not the viewerships and all that, but the things to watch on Raw and SmackDown and all that. I think we would be remiss to not dedicate this episode to Nia Jax's hole. Because this poor woman, which so apparently has that been taken down off of everything? I heard that it got stripped off of Raw. You can't, like, that clip is gone. It's not like YouTube. Like it's gone.
Unless you see it, and if you like do a search on Twitter, people, they screen cap everything.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's amazing.
It's all over the place. So the hole will live on in cyberspace.
I texted her. I was like, "Hey, not to pile on, but like, you all right?" She's hanging in there. The hole's okay.
Okay,
She's doing okay.
You gotta feel bad for the hole.
Of course. I can't imagine what that feels like. She did like a leg drop on the apron and landed funny and like blasted her ass open. I don't know. Didn't X-Pac do something similar several years ago?
Yeah, he broke his ass.
Yeah, he broke his ass.
She broke her ass, essentially. That's what happened.
That's a real thing. So, guys, beware. And just note this episode is, in fact, dedicated to Nia Jax's hole. Other things that have happened in the world of wrestling is Bow Wow, who I've recently realized is no longer Lil Bow Wow.
No, he's not little no more. He's grown.
He's 33.
Yeah. Well,
I did not know that. It made me feel better because I always thought that I was much older than Bow Wow. I'm only 2 years older than him.
How does that make you feel?
I feel like Lil Renee. That's what I feel like.
Lil Nay.
Lil Nay. That's me.
Lil Nay. That's your nickname from now on.
That's me. So he wants to, after this album, he wants to retire from the rap game, focus on his acting, and he wants to step inside a WWE ring. That's like his bucket list goal, is to become a wrestler. Lofty goal. I'm for it, and I'm sure it's going to happen because, it's going to happen. WWE is going to bite on that.
I bet you they're already biting on it. Somebody slid in his DM.
He's probably down at the PC right now.
Absolutely.
Him and Bad Bunny are, having a little powwow, a meeting of the minds, if you will.
That's it. They're like, how can we come in here and make the bag here now? What are we doing?
Yeah. Apparently Bad Bunny's cleaning up on his merch sales. Have you seen this?
Oh my God. But he was cleaning up on his merch sales before even coming into WWE. He's a merchandise killer as well. He's really figured out how to monopolize all streams of revenue. Now, I don't know what the structure of his deal was, but I remember back in the day when I was in the music industry, 360 deals was like, no, we can't have no 360 deals. And
those went out the window a long time ago.
Because now you can go independent, and he's a dude that just has a huge social media feed, and in that space, he can really command some big dollars, and everything he does right now musically and socially, he has the Midas touch. So I like the merch on shop.com. I was looking at it. I was like, oh, this is
when they
really
put it up
cool.
during Raw or Rumble, I was like, oh, do I need a Bad Bunny hoodie? Because I kind of dig it.
Right. So I was thinking the same thing. I like the hoodie. I was like, oh my God, do I like this? Do I really like this? Or am I just so enamored with Bad Bunny and what he's doing and how impressive it is that they really utilize the Damian Priest debut as well with this, because that could either crash or burn.
No, it's really interesting. And it's better than, you see all the hubbub that happened on the internet, which is my main source of finding out most things wrestling these days. But that Kevin Owens was initially supposed to be paired with Damian Priest. And he was like, well, why? I don't really know him. We have no relationship prior to this. It was just like something that was supposed to be mashed together, where this feels like he's getting like a legit spot. He's a great performer. Obviously, we know that. We've seen that. The guy's got star power or star quality. And now he's getting that Bad Bunny rub.
And I think that's a nice indoctrination into the main roster. Yeah. And it's like, all right, we're going to put you with somebody that is a pop culture phenomenon who transcends music right now, right? He's crossing over. That Cheetos commercial is just it's on every minute on the minute if you change the channel, or it's him and his music is playing, and it's bright and it's colorful and it's such a good song, and you're bopping to it. Like, I had to search that. I was like, Bad Bunny Cheetos commercial, and I found the song in its entirety. So it's one of my gym songs now too, and I just blast and I work out to it. But that dude, he's crushing it right now. My thing with celebrities coming in, and it's not just like musicians and performers. My thing is like, you really got to learn this thing because you just can't say I can do it. You know,
well, we saw the Snoop Dogg splash. Well, shit, we saw the Bad Bunny splash, which was also nearly a neck breaker.
Right. So it's like, dude, like you guys should really go down, take the reps, do the bumps, get the coaching down, you know, and really like learn the footwork, learn how to run the ropes, you know, even if you're just going to work a headlock and you're just going to do an Irish whip into the corner or you're going to sell something, at least learn the fundamentals to do that. Just don't think you can go in and wrestle because you can't.
Well, it's also very interesting. I mean, you know, in my time in WWE, we had so many different celebrities come through, and some people do want to come in and just have that star treatment, do their spot and get out of there, where there's other people that become fully invested, where like they want to work on their spots. They want to go down to the PC, or they want to get around and roll around in the ring. You know, Stephen Amell, before he came down and did his match with Cody Rhodes, I believe it was SummerSlam when they did that years ago. But he put in a ton of work of learning how to get in the ring. I mean, as we've seen, he's done stuff with AEW. I mean, he's now doing his own wrestling show, Heels, which I think is on Stars, starring our pal, CM Punk, which you can go back and listen to that episode as well. But there's, you see, you know who else was another person that came in that really was into the whole beast of WWE was Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart was like, he, of all people that come in, and he's such a big star. He's such a big personality. He's a busy man, but he was like engaged the whole time. Like he loved it. I mean, shit, him and Rock are like thick as thieves, but you could tell he really like respected what was going on there. Same with like someone like Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart was cool too. I mean, he had the ultimate swerve. He took the United States Championship off John Cena with the chair shot and have Seth Rollins like become the man. You know, that was the night that CrossFit Jesus was born, because he came out in his all white gear, that big money gear. One of the funniest interactions that you mentioned, Kevin Hart, that I seen where a superstar does like one of those backstage segments was Kevin Hart and Adam Rose.
I was in that.
See, so you remember, so it was like the lolly.
I was in it,
get passed around.
Yes. Yeah.
Please talk about that. It's burned into my brain, where at first Kevin Hart's looking at him like, what? And then Adam Rose leaves Kevin Hart has the lollipop, and then he starts,
yes. So that was the time we were in Cleveland. I can like remember the building where we were shooting it. We're in Cleveland, and we were like shooting that. And that's when that was the only time I really got to talk to Kevin during the day. My buddy, Kevin, we're on a first name basis, Kevin Hart. And he was just, he was not in a rush to get out of there. He wasn't like, hurry up, let's film this so I can go sit in a trailer somewhere. Like he loved that whole process. It was really cool. He like, for someone to like really take that time and really be invested in what was going on. And it was really fun. That was a cool moment. What's Adam Rose doing these days?
I don't know. I thought that.
I feel like I heard he got huge again.
Like jacked? Like Carlito jacked?
So. I think so. I'm not sure. I got to look into that. I'm not sure what he's doing now. I wonder.
I want to look it up, because I thought that gimmick was so good.
It was really great. They had the bus and everything. Like they really lived that gimmick out for a while. Like, I mean, he didn't tour on that bus. He became one of the crew buses, but it was that big, like Rosebud bus. It had like the wrap on it and everything. It was hilarious.
And a lot of,
you know what, the thing that happened with him though, he was one of those like prime examples of like, oh, you're a big hit at NXT, but it does not connect on Raw or SmackDown.
Right. But I think it's a matter of like, to me, just having patience with a lot of things, right? So if you have patience and you let it develop, things could go. And the funny part about it was all the bulk of the extras that were used in that have become really big deals.
I remember when Becky came up to be an extra in it. This was a million years ago, but she came up, like they were bringing in some of the stars from NXT and all that just to give them some more TV time and be at regular TV tapings and all that. But I remember when Becky was one, and like, there's a whole laundry list. I guess we could probably look that up later, but there's a ton of people.
Braun was one of them too.
Yeah.
Braun was one too. Yeah.
So funny. Yeah. Shaq. We're going to see Shaq step into the ring finally. I mean, this has been a long time coming. The last time we saw Shaq in in any kind of ring was with WWE at, I believe it was WrestleMania 32, if that was Dallas. which was when he ran in that battle royal on the pre-show. And it seemed like they were trying to head towards Shaq and Big Show, and then that never culminated into anything for whatever reason. I have no idea what happened there or why that didn't pan out. But to think from all the, what was that, 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago, something like that. If I did the math, it's 5 years because we're going to 37 right now. That now he's going to finally get his match, but with Cody and Red Velvet with his chick Jade with him. How do you think that Shaq is going to fare? I guess it kind of comes down to what we just said, though. Like, is he putting in work, or is he just going to go in and like look to choke slam somebody?
Well, I think he's going to be Shaq Diesel because that's just who he is. Of course, he was just a king and a titan in the NBA. Yeah, and he would box everybody out at center. The first question that I wanna know would be, what's going to be the entrance music? Because when he came out at WrestleMania 32, he came out to Panda. And I was like, okay. So when that came on, I was like, oh, this ain't a WWE performer. Who is this? And then he comes out and I'm like, yeah, like I got all into it. Cause when he came out to that, I was like, okay, because it was the hottest song at the time. Like you couldn't, so I wonder what's he going to use as his AEW entrance music.
What is Jade's music? Because it's really about putting Jade over, right?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I don't know. And I think like the wrestling music really like is there needs to be a distinct song, even if it's something that they use together. Maybe they come out to Meg the Stallion. I love Meg. Come out to Meg. I don't know. Just don't give me something generic. That's the one thing. You know what I mean? Like,
for the love of God.
But if they come out and it's like electric and it's,
yeah, and you can't have Cody come out with all of his pyro and like all of the bells and whistles, and then they just even up to like a flat song. We got to give Shaq the works.
I think he's Shaq.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's Shaq. So I think it's about commanding certain things. And he's such a larger than life personality with everything that he does, the commercials that he does, those Jack Link's jerky ones, the ones with the General, there's so many really funny commercials.
General.
He's such a dynamic performer. Does anybody even use the General insurance? Like Icy Hot as well.
So we had used the General insurance for a period of time, because when John bought his truck, so when I moved out here, I didn't have any vehicle. I used like a Vespa scooter for the longest time until John made me get rid of it and get a real car. But John got his truck, and they're like, well, you can't drive it off the lot without insurance. And he thought of the General commercials and called and got General insurance. He used that for like a year. John is their customer. He's their guy.
He was part of the General's scheme.
He's part of it. He's part of
the scheme.
So great.
But he's such a dynamic performer, just the personality. He really understands it. And what I like is the crossover appeal on Inside the NBA on TNT, where he can come in, he can cut these promos, and he has like, an amazing ensemble to bounce off of. Yeah. With his table mates, and they can all just come in, like, he'll poke fun at Charles Barkley, you know what I mean? And then like Charles Barkley can quip something back to him. And then you can see the crossover on AEW. And I think it's really cool. I look forward to it. I think it's the right time. I think it's the right place. I think, physically, if it's not now, it ain't never going to happen. So
make it happen.
I look forward to it.
And it's smart for TNT to start incorporating their talent across other platforms. It makes the most sense. It's great.